Blog Talk Radio.
You're listening to RVD Radio.
Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Dance on a needle! Dance on a needle! Dance on a needle! Spin assassinado! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! I damn got straight to your brain! Straight to your soul crack! You get down to straight to your brain! Straight to your soul crack! Drop that down!
The fuck? I just heard silence. I don't know if everybody else heard silence too, but I'm going to assume they did, so I'm just going to fucking start talking. Holy crap, what happened? Did we get cut off? We were listening to Rob Van Dam, the whole effing show. Rob Van Dam, the whole effing show. Nikki Starr, you can't hear me, right? Nikki Starr. Did my phone die? Nikki, do not answer. What the fuck? No, the phone's still going, but the music just stopped. All right. I don't know. Hold on. Let me try something. Hit the fucking music. I know everyone will get exciting. Wait, you just can't answer me or pick me up right now. Okay, well, Nikki starts talking to me through the chat room, and I guess we're okay, so fuck it. Let's move ahead. I don't know why the song stopped, but whatever. I remember when I first started doing RVD Radio, and they were like, yeah, dude, I hear this song come on. And obviously you're not going to want to play the whole thing, so just hit stop when you want and start talking. I was like, all right, cool. But, you know, every show I always play the whole thing. Always. Why? I don't know. It's my opening. And because I can. Except this time. I couldn't. So I'm doing this. Anyway. It is fucking Friday. We don't normally do a show on Friday, but we don't normally do a show. Now, do we? We have moved the format of this. Basically, yeah, it's the same show, but it's different. And we moved it to T Radio V. So check out tradiov.com if you have not yet for RVD Live. We're doing that show on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. on Pacific time, 1 to 2. And then if you go there, we got like 3 or 4 shows now. And something we're doing every week, which is kind of a lot. And it's different in a lot of ways than RVD Radio, because on RVD Radio, as you know, it's usually a lot of chaos with a bunch of people talking over each other. And that's always been like the nature of the beast. But with this RVD Live, there's only like one line at a time out. I guess I can have one Skype and one phone line, and I haven't really used the Skype yet, but I'll start doing that because I have in-studio guests, and I won't be having in-studio guests, I'm sure, every week if I do this thing fucking 52 weeks out of the year. And who knows? It's starting out. It's kind of like finding its its own. You know, I'm not exactly sure what the show's going to end up being. So far, it's been fun, but it goes by so damn quick. They take commercial breaks, which, as you know, we do not. So I'll be speaking, and bam, it's a break, and then bam, a break. So I got to figure out, I guess, how to best utilize the time in between the breaks. I have producers there that are like helping. It's visual. You can listen to it or you watch it, and I'll be talking, and I'll just mention something like we did cannabis this week, or last week. No, it was this week. It's only Friday, y'all. Cushionator was in studio guest with Abu, and we talked about a lot of shit. But I had Paul Armentano, my good, very wise and educated friend from normal.org, and he was on the phone. And when I was talking to him, I just wanted to plug his book. And, you know, he did it a while ago, but I guess there's like a new release coming out with a bonus section to talk about the states that have legalized. And anyway, I'm talking to him just like, yeah, well, so your book, marijuana is safer, so why are we trying to think of the name of it, you know? And I'm like, marijuana is safer, so why are we driving people to drink? Is that the name? Did I get the name of your book right? And I look up on the screen, and bam, they already have the fucking book up there for everyone to see. They do that a lot. Getting used to that, too. And I'll mention a website, normal.org. Bam! It's on the fucking screen, so it's a visual thing. I'll have to learn how to utilize that the best. But for a lot of reasons, we're going to move this to that. So this one right here we're doing to cap off our series run. Just let everybody know, go to T Radio V. And by the way, you know, it's often challenging to come up with subjects when I do want to do a show. Sometimes I want to do a show here just to do the show, because a lot of people are like, dude, it's been so long. I'm like, I know. And in the meantime, I have this account open, and so often I'm like, oh, what should we talk about? This is not one of those days, my friends. I have a topic that I feel like fucking talking to people about. It's a conversation that I think should take place, and it will right here. So, a couple plugs out of the way. We've done a few conventions recently. You know, BTW WrestleFest up in near San Jose. That's a friend of mine was the promoter. Why not? It was a good time. WrestleCon, same thing. But now the word's getting out. I took a booking in June to wrestle Tommy Dreamer in New York City. I got to get in the ring. I feel like getting in the ring. It's been since February. I think I only had, I think February was my last match, and so I'm looking forward to getting in the ring, and the word got out, RVD's taking bookings, and bam, so I'm getting bombarded, and officially that is not the case as of now, today. I'm not ready to do that, but while we're talking about business, and I will let people know if that changes, I am still working on finding out the status of the contract situations. But let me just say this. Like, all throughout my career coming up, especially, you know, like around the WWE time, when I was there, I always felt like I was one of the young guys in a factor that worked against me. As far as respect goes. Just because, you know, I didn't feel like I was treated like someone that had paid their dues. Even though I was, you know, in my 30s, it was like I still, they wanted me to be at the meetings when they're teaching the green kids to fucking work towards the crowd and how to sell. And I was just, you know, like, wow, really? I have to still be here? And at that time, you know, maybe I was a prima donna, but whatever. If we're talking 2001, 2002, I guess, you know, I'd only been wrestling, you know, 12 years, whatever, but, and I'd been around at that time, and anyway, the guys that were really over, that were, you know, making the big money, that were taking up the TV time, they were a generation ahead of me. Some fans may not remember it that way, but those guys were older than me, and so I always thought, you know, that Well, at least that's one thing good about this business is the older you get, the more power you have. I thought that ever since I was in All Japan, and I think I've told this story on here a few times, but I remember I was the only one doing all these backflips off the guardrail into the crowd, all kinds of stuff they thought was crazy. And the bus going town to town would pull over and stop at a rest area, and people at the rest area go crazy, come out and like surround the bus. And they all wanted to see the old-timers. I'm talking about old-timers. Dory Funk Jr., Stan Hansen, Abdul the Butcher. And I didn't get it at first. I was like, what? Really? Because I was, looking at it, like I was different state of mind back then. I was learning. I was learning that it came with power there. They'd seen those guys wrestling since 1973, literally, over there, and grew up on them, and as did their parents, some of them, and they wanted to be, close to that fame. It was going to make their lives better somehow. But I remember I was looking at it, when I say different frame of mind, I was like, what's Abdul the Butcher doing? He does a chop in the throat. Although he did take a monkey flip every night. That was his big deal. If someone could give it to him, I could. But anyway, when I was in WWE, it was like the guys that were on top, Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Booker T, who were, the guys like Nash and those guys, they're all older than me, at least 6, if not 10 years older than me. That's what I mean by generation. Not that they could be my parents. I just meant, that those guys in early 90s, 91, 92, whenever, they were on TV, and I felt like I was like just starting out. And I did kind of get on TV early in my career, so a lot of people might remember us as being like in the same group. But here's the point that I want to bring. All these guys, that were older, I was like, all right, well, I guess you don't get the proper respect in the business till you're broken down a little bit too much to keep doing it. I guess that's what it is. And then I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden those guys, they couldn't. Most of them are gone. Most of them, are beat up or old or not booked or whatever. Boom. But then I look to the left of me. I look to the right of me. What the fuck happened to my people? Where are my peers? I feel like my whole class is fucking gone. And here I am still doing it. I still feel great. Those guys that I used to work with are either agents or they're just, doing a few indies here and there between their other jobs or whatever. But I kind of feel like the business, boom, like it skipped, like a whole fucking class of my class, whatever. But it's weird. I look, boom, boom, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait a second. All these guys are like in their 20s. They're all like super young. And what, like all of a sudden I'm the veteran out of everybody? How the fuck did that happen? But here I am with all this experience. Body feels great. I'm the guy that doesn't get hurt unless I come in contact with that dangerous pen, because the storylines have injured me many more times that have hurt my credibility of true toughness. That's why those who know I don't get hurt. I'm not one of the complainers. I'm one of the most popular, one of the most over guys. Get recognized like an A-lister everywhere I go. And might I say, I've been considered one of the best wrestlers too in the business. So as I'm here at home right now and reading my Twitter comments, RVD, WWE needs you, TNA needs you. Let me tell you something. I'm home right now because they obviously must not need me or I would be there. And I could feel as valuable as I want while I'm sitting here at home. But if I'm not the same value to someone else, then who's to say who marks the true value? Well, I'll tell you, value is subjective. It's completely subjective. There's a buyer, there's a seller, there's a keeper, there's a wanter, and everybody sets their own value on what something is, but people don't realize that too often. And I'm such a nonconformist that sometimes I think, I'm just going to be a recluse, like a hermit, because sometimes just coping with like people's standards sometimes drive me nuts, because like how could they not know that I don't feel the exact same as them? You know what I mean? Like for instance, somebody will say, oh, dude, man, you got to go to Norm's, man. They got the best deal, man. After 5 p.m., they got, you get the T-bone steak. You load it up with the, onions and this mushroom gravy and fucking hash brown potatoes. It's fucking great, dog. You'll love it. Well, wait a minute. What if I don't love fucking mushroom gravy or onions? I mean, how is that not considered a factor when somebody says that? That's always driven me nuts. And just coming into the room to finally give another voice besides RVD's and mix it up a little bit is SVD. Hi, baby.
Hi.
SVD just had a birthday. Happy birthday, baby.
Thank you.
I know, you've had enough. You don't want everybody knowing and stuff. I just wanted to say that. It's something to be excited about. People are happy. Right now they're going, yay, SVD. You spread joy and cheer. Okay. And I've been talking extra long because our song got cut off. So, Bruce Jingles just fucking called and then hung up. Motherfucker.
Language. Wow.
I know. Are we doing censorship on this episode? No. Okay. So, how are you, baby?
I'm good. I'm healthy. I got my yearly cancer check and no tumors.
So many people up in San Jose at the WrestleFest last week asked about you, and I knew it wasn't just like, hey, how's Sonya doing, but it was like, how is she? And then when I would say, she's awesome, and then they say, oh, good, because last time we saw, and apparently we did a signing at this at a something up there years ago, and you made a hell of an impression on everybody in Northern California. Yeah, and so they don't all know that you're healthy and that you're doing good, and some people imagine in their mind maybe that you're still sick and
no, I'm officially in remission
and enjoying life and
enjoying life,
living the dream.
Trying to live the dream.
Yeah. Well, cool. There's Bruce Jingles. Hold on, Bruce Jingles, don't hang up. Actually, I'll just fucking let him.
What are you talking about?
Okay. Let me let Bruce on. And then we can have the normal RVD style. I don't know what happened. Nikki Starr says "do not answer" on her fucking phone line right there. What the fuck? It's never said that before. It's even said over here you can't talk to me. So whatever. But thanks, Nikki Starr. When you can talk to us, join us. And joining us right now is Bruce Jingles, motherfucker.
Final episode, motherfucker.
Dude, yeah, you got to be my studio guest sometime at T Radio V. It's the real deal. It's a Hollywood studio. It got producers. It's fucking awesome, and they like the idea of celebrities having shows. I guess Andy Dick has a show, and he's on Dancing with the Stars, so they love that. And Eric Roberts has a show. I haven't met him up there yet, but they do all kinds of shit. They do TV shows. We've been talking about it should lead to a bunch of other shit, and it's pretty fun.
Dude, I don't think you should try out for Dancing with the Stars, though. I think you should come up with your own reality show called Smoking with the Stars.
Yeah, believe me, I will not be trying out for Dancing with the Stars. Somehow I think you misunderstood.
No, I know. I got you. I just wanted to say that.
I keep saying he should do it.
I get real squeamish around stuff like that.
Happy birthday, by the way, Sonya.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right, so we're talking about values, and it's something that I wanted to have a conversation about, because just thinking about, like, everybody has different values, but I don't think they realize that that their values aren't the only ones. Like everyone they know for sure. Like if you know how many people will be like talking about Cushionator's song that I come out to the ring to and open up the show with. A lot of people will be like, dude, that song's awesome, man. Where can I download it? And then there's other people that be like, dude, that song blows, man. Why don't they let you use One of a Kind? That was the best shit ever. And then there's other people that be like, dude, Pantera was the best song ever, man. Everything since then has sucked. Everybody that says that, they all believe that they are absolutely 100% right.
And that's their value.
Much like people, like with religion, if everybody who's so religious they devote 100% of their life towards following a certain set of rules and structured, forum to get to be rewarded in the afterlife or whatever. If every one of them is 100% right, I've always said, then that makes other religions wrong, and that means everyone else is going to like burn for eternity or whatever it is your religion says happens to them if you're right. Right? Oh, I lost for Jingles again. There's definitely something going on with the fucking phone lines and whatever. The reason this is the last show is because we're doing that T Radio V. So far, we're doing it every week, and that's the plans as of now to keep doing it every Tuesday. Don't know for sure, whatever. It's pretty new, but that's the plan as of now. So that's why I'm not doing this anymore. I originally started doing RVD Radio. 1, it's an outlet to talk about shit, like I am right now. 2, to plug stuff. And when it comes to plugging stuff, T-Radio V is way better because it's got the video. You can actually show shit. I can show commercials, whatever. Bruce Jingles was texting me saying he got disconnected. Yeah, whatever. There's only one line that goes out at a time from the RVD live show. So that one's going to be much like today's, but we just hang up on somebody right away. But that's why we are going to quit doing this. And mostly I was like to tell you what was going on with RobVanDam.com all the time, because we were doing new RVD TV episodes, and we were doing whatever. For a while there, we were having like new photo albums up in the forums, all kinds of shit like that. So, this is a better way to do it. Sonia, next Thursday, is it Thursday? Next, I think it's Thursday, you and I are leaving for, I think it's Friday. They're a day ahead of us.
That's March.
That's March. Oh, fuck. Boom. Oh, it's Wednesday. I think we're leaving Wednesday. And then it's already Thursday there. Anyway, we're going to London. Woohoo! To the MCM convention. It's a big comic book convention in London, and I will be bringing copies of my comic book, my graphic novel, Twisted Perception. I got the publishing deal with Hound Comics. May 22nd is their release date. I just have some inventory of some books I printed before the Hound Comics publication, took over. So this will be the last chance for anybody to get some of these. There'll be collector's items, or there'll be garbage, or whatever. But we're bringing those, and looking forward to seeing all of our fans in London, plus a bunch of those Brits, those actors and shuts, like we met last time at the Comic-Con from, I don't know who they were. What show was it?
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead, yes.
One of my favorite movies. But I didn't know it was my favorite movie when we were there. I didn't see it until after. And then I was like, oh, you had the booth right next to them, and I didn't know.
But was it actually like the main stars?
Yeah.
Or was it? Oh, it was. Okay. It was a fat guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
him and
Simon Pegg, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, they've gotten, like you said, they've blown up since then.
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah, and I enjoy their stuff too. But those are always cool. That's one thing I like about the conventions. And by the way, yes, I'll be going to July Comic-Con. I keep getting asked that. I've gone like to the last 9 or so. So unless I'm, booked somewhere else, I will definitely make my way down to the Comic-Con. So that's a given. You don't even have to ask me about that one in July. But that's what's fun about, all the actors and actresses and sci-fi stuff, and it's fun, especially like when they're in the same group, like when the same agent represents all of us, and we're like in a van shuttling over from the hotel to the convention, and you never know, like fucking Linda Blair from The Exorcist and the Barbara Eden from A Dream of Jeannie, and you look around and remember that dude from the Blue Lagoon, Christopher. Yeah, he was telling us that he's in his 40s, and he's there selling 8x10s of him when he was like 17 or something, and fans still will support that. It's fucking awesome,
I know.
It's like, it's got to beat the hell out of working at Home Depot. That's why I get why Virgil goes everywhere and fucking signs his pictures, and people like to bust his balls. Oh, it's sad. No, it's not. What's sad is he's making 4 times as much as you do, and you're working fucking full-ass, 50-hour a week, and he's making money signing his name. Who wouldn't do that? I'm sure he gets his picture. By the way, when I saw him at WrestleFest, I said, dude, you made big news at Grand Central Station. And he's totally playing it off like, you know what happened? One guy, I'm just walking by, and one guy asked me for my pic, can he get an autographed picture? I said, sure. Next thing I know, everyone's got their pictures, the cameras. I'm like, what about the card table and the and the sign that said $10 a photo? All right. But anyway, I don't know what's going on as far as technical difficulties, but fuck it. I guess they know I'm leaving, so they're not giving me the proper support. But fuck it, I don't need to know who this is. It's a mystery caller. How do they even know if I'm talking to them or not? I guess because they can hear me different. It sounds different when they're on hold. I bet it does. Dude, I'm going to take a guess. I bet it's Matt Denton who says mystery caller. Caller, you're on RVD Radio. Say something.
I love Nikki's sense of humor.
Yeah.
Matt Denton, motherfucker.
Oh, man. Dude, you got all ones for your number. I didn't know it was you.
Yeah, I'm calling from my home phone and unlisted.
You also have the same number as the next mystery caller, too. Matt Denton, motherfucker. Bruce Jingles, what's going on, yo?
What's happening, yo? You had a good set on Tuesday.
Yeah, usually when I go up on stage, it's like once every 3 or 4 months, and I put the set together like 2 hours before the show, and I'm really trying to remember it. I've done 3 or 4 comedy shows in the last few weeks, so I've been able to go
keep
up
the
there,
rhythm going,
work on the set. Yeah, fucking A, it was cool. And I was able to adjust from 15 to 12 to 10 to 15 to whatever, like bam, like a pro, yo.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. What you got coming up?
I'm actually at the K-Cal Kegger tonight in Redlands from 4 to 8, and I'll be with Ralphie May on Sunday at the Ontario Improv at 7 o'clock.
On Brucey.
And then on the 29th, I'll be in San Diego at the Madhouse Comedy Club at 8 o'clock. Tickets on sale now. And then
all right, cool.
At 6 o'clock, I'll be smoking out.
What?
And at 6 o'clock, I'll be smoking out.
Oh, fucking A. I know, I know it won't be your shit. Who you going to be smoking with?
You got that right.
Values, Bruce Jingles. How about that? How about, to an extent, there's certain standards, if somebody's, really funny, then most people agree that person's really funny. But I don't know, maybe not. I think comedy is a little bit more subjective. A hot girl's a hot girl. A good movie is usually a good movie, even though certain people like it better than others. But something, I don't know, a lot of it, comedy is subjective. I think music is subjective. A lot of people will be like, oh, no, man, nothing's been good since back when, or hey, Freebird, or whatever. It's like, I can never understand how people can be so passionate about something to try to convince everybody else that they're right when it's just a matter of taste.
Yeah, I know.
Just convincing that they're right. right with music. They just want you to like what they like.
Mm-hmm. Which could be also like the Bible thumpers, or that could be. I mean, wouldn't that work for anything?
Yeah. But that would be a shitty world if we all liked the same music. I mean, if we all liked the same thing, you know what I mean? That'd kind of be like Logan Runners. You know, that's like, ugh.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I fucking I realized a long time ago that I'm a lot different than a lot of people in a lot of ways, but a lot of ways that I really have learned to learn to embrace and be proud of. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't watch sports. You know what I mean? Like, you could lose the ESPN channel, the 2,000 ESPN channels off of our DirecTV package, and we wouldn't know it.
I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, well, but I understand that, but I'm not going to go around saying, dude, sports suck, man. They're for idiots, fuck sport. I understand that most people enjoy that, and that's great. I'm glad that they do, but I don't. It's just not how I spend my time. But I get that. I think a lot of people just assume, like, it's almost like ignorance. Like, it's almost like they don't initially comprehend without being told. They don't think that other people have different value systems than them. You know what I mean? Dude, you got to turn on the Aria What's-Your-Face trial right now and watch it. Do I have to?
Yeah, exactly. Like, how about no? How about
Mr. Caller number 1111. What up? No, this Mr. Caller is a vacuum cleaner.
Hey, it's Hoover.
I know. How do you call somebody? I don't know. Dude, what up? You're on RVD Radio. That's about all I got. That's about all I can do.
I think it's your connection, dude. Because it did the same thing earlier when it kicked me off. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Oh, lame. I don't know. I'll just put him back on hold. I don't know. Nikki Starr. Nikki can't even talk to us. What's up with that? She can't even tell us what's going on.
Why can't Nikki talk to us?
I don't know. I want my money back. She can hear me.
Like for the fireball?
I can't pick her up. I can't answer her. They love the whole song.
Sounds like a good relationship to me.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Nikki, if you do get a chance to join us, that's cool. And we had fun on RVD Radio, but it got when we started out, we did it every week. You know what I mean? Remember that?
Yeah.
First fucking and that was cool. But that was like when I first. It was shortly after, anyway, after I had finished my WWE contract, and then I had a lot of time, and then boom, this thing kind of came about, and RVD TV, and I was keeping busy, expressing myself in different ways, and then once I started getting busy again, we started doing less and less shows.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I mean, this new show, I'm excited about.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, dude. But have you checked it out yet?
Yes, I have.
Well, hop on that train and make the trip, yo.
Yeah, I will be making the trip. As a matter of fact, I'll probably make the trip next week.
Okay, cool.
I got nothing going on.
Cool.
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon or something?
Yes, sir. We'll talk about that.
All right, brother.
It's weird. It goes by so quick, and could do a 2-hour show, but I'm not looking to do that right now. I'm looking to figure this one out first. The 1 hour RVD Live, TRadiov.com. They got a whole bunch of shows there. They're blowing up. They're pretty new, and they're blowing up pretty quick.
Nice.
Pretty quick. All right.
Nice.
So, how about when I first started going up on stage to do comedy, like there was certain comedians that just like no joke that they told ever got a laugh, but I would see them go up there all the time, every time, and I was wondering does the promoter not realize that, or does he think that they're funny and they're just,
I think it's both, because I know exactly what shows you're talking about. I think in that perspective, it's because the promoter wasn't funny, and they were booking their friends that weren't funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then it becomes just a friend thing. It's not a I'm gonna book this guy because he's funny.
I really thought that's how it was going to be at first. That's why when I came in, I just made fun of comedians at first, and then then after a while, I saw that
there's some structure
some
to it.
Funny motherfuckers. Yeah, there was some talent out there too, yo.
Mm-hmm.
All right, check this out. You watch that show, Toy Hunters?
No.
Okay, so the guy, it's a reality show, so sometimes the phony acting or whatever is a little much, but I like the show. And the guy goes around to people who are toy hoarders or collectors, or people that like me, but people that want to get rid of their shit, and he buys it, and then he goes to conventions and he sells it. So he'll actually give you the numbers. Like if he buys something and he'll tell you the value first before he buys it. Like someone will have something really rare, whatever. Like yesterday they had the Darth Vader carrying case for the action.
The collector's case?
Yeah. But he bought it for like $700, and then and I only saw part of that, like out of the peripherally when I was working out, so I missed all of it. But for instance, he'll tell them, say he'll break it down as if he knows everything right on the spot, as if they didn't do some research and then record that. He'll go, he'll be looking through boxes in someone's house. He'll go, oh, look at this, and then he'll be like, in 1976, this was created. They only made 500 of these. He'll be, this is valued at $950, and he's like, will you take $700 for it? And then whatever. Then they buy it, and then it'll give the numbers up there. Paid $700, should be able to sell it for $950, make $250. But all that is like preset value. But if you're the guy that's holding on to that shit, nobody can tell you what it's worth, because if you're not ready, if you don't want to get rid of it, then it's not worth any of that to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like I agree, but I can't even watch toy hunters or stuff like that, because the majority of the time that they had a kid like a young boy toy, I had it like that. Like the collector's case. I even had the C3PO collector's case, or even watching Comic Book Man when they show all the old titles. I had those, and it just pisses me off.
Right. Yeah, that's part of the fun, actually, like when I watch Toy Hunter. But, I mean, I don't see anything that's like, mostly it's not a fortune, you know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, I had the Bigfoot from the Steve Austin $6 Million Man. I had him and the Bigfoot that went with him and all that, so I see it on there and it's cool. But I mean, if he's buying it for, $20-30, I mean, I'm not crying over that. It's just cool to see again.
Yeah, but if it's something that you had, and now it's like $2,000.
Yeah. Well, here's this thing, right? Then it would be then you fuck yeah. I mean, I have done that with comic books too. I sold my comic book collection a couple times when I was young, and then afterwards it's like, oh, why did I do that?
Yeah,
but
me too.
I have mostly I hold on to ones that are real important to me. But again, like, it's what their value is to me. I have the ECW television title. I brought it up to the WrestleFest last weekend. We did photos with it, the fans and shit. Mm-hmm. Throughout the years, I've gotten so many offers for that, right? But I don't care if a book tells you that belt is worth $10,000. If I'm not willing to sell it, if I'm not willing to sell it, then obviously it's not worth $10,000 to me. It is worth that to the guy that wrote the book, and maybe that's what it's worth to the guy that might offer that. That's what I mean. But he sets the value of what it is to him. I set the value of what it is to me. You set the value of what it is to you, and that's the way that life works.
Yeah.
I think the more people understand that, the more they could cope with just with communicating. I get asked a lot of times, and it's hard to put answers into words, but I get asked a lot, RVD, how do you remain so cool, and how do you remain so, you know, so calm and laid back, and, you know, whatever. I get asked a lot of questions like that, and I know what they mean. I get asked enough to where I'm like, huh? What are they talking about? I've been told that I'm one of the most laid-back wrestlers in the business, for years, and a lot of people that know me tell me that I motivate them by being positive or whatever, but all of that is related to the same kind of questioning. This is one of the ways, one of the tools. Like if I was to be on stage giving a speech on how to be cool, like RVD, I would have to really figure out how to explain in a structural way so people can understand about the value system and about how everyone has their own values, because it's so important. You don't need to ask somebody else what something is worth. I mean, you can gauge off of that, but you're the one that sets it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How about guys that say that are when they're around other guys and they say things that are real ignorant. You know, like they'll bump. They go, huh? I gotta figure out if that girl's worth fucking or not. Yeah. You know, and it's like obviously like that's, you know, as stupid and as ignorant as, but it's also like the moronic way that guys think a lot of times.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree. I mean, if you gotta think, well, first of all, if you gotta think, if you have to think if a chick's worth boning, she ain't worth boning. I mean, if you gotta really sit and think about it, you know what I mean? That's just.
Well, the point is, you know, that whoever you're asking might not have the same answer as you do, and their answer might not be right for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is it worth? You know, especially in business. You know what I mean? Like in business.
Service industries.
Oh, Sonia has a point. Service industries. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, for me as a photographer, to set my price, I have to take into account how many hours it takes to do the shoot, how many hours it's going to take me to retouch and edit the photos, along with dealing with the labs and getting it printed and those kinds of things. People don't consider that when they look at your price and think, oh, your camera takes pretty pictures. You're charging a pretty penny for these pretty pictures that your camera takes. And it's really not that. It's, you know, the education that I put into it to go into the studio, and then, you know, the education that I've put into it to edit photos.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, because people naturally think, oh, it's just the camera.
Right.
Camera does all the work.
All the time.
You know,
Yeah,
and people are stupid.
Well, it's not that they're stupid. They just don't realize that, like in my specific case, that photography is much more technical than you know, putting it on automatic and letting the camera do everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like with
Bruce Jingles.
It's like with me. Like I won't go out and do a set for anything less than $100, because that's the value I put on.
Fuck you.
You know, unless it's like unless I'm trying to work on new stuff or what have you. But when some promoters or something will say, hey, won't you come out and do my spot? You know, then they try to lower my value and they try to get me underneath what I want. I'm like, no. So you know what I mean? It's the value you put on yourself or the value you put on whatever it is.
Right. No, exactly. And that is the point that I'm just did in K. I'm trying to read this text. What the fuck? Oh. That's the point that I'm trying to make, actually, Bruce. Like, when I didn't want to leave home, when I was totally burnt out back in 2006, I wanted to lock myself inside the house for the rest of my life. I was like, you know, like post-traumatic fucking, you know, whatever. I was just like, that's the way I was. Now, that was a great negotiating position to be in, because people that wanted me to come out and do something, whether it was wrestling or signing No. Well, maybe for that amount, you know, fuck,
Yeah.
you know, then they start saying, well, you know, is it worth that to me? And that set, you know, a pretty high standard. So, like, when I wasn't wrestling very often, my price was so high just because that's what it was worth for me to actually leave the house because I didn't want to. But it wasn't what I thought was a fair price, you know, given the market, the industry, and the economy. Fuck all that. It wasn't even about that. In fact, I wouldn't have paid me what I was getting paid. You know what I mean? It was like I felt like I was overpriced, and that's a weird situation to be in unless you're not looking to go out and work, and that's the fucking best negotiating place that you can be in. So, you know, that's the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like, why would I, like I told the promoter a couple of weeks ago, why the fuck would I leave the house and do for $50?
Yeah, but
you know?
for somebody else, you know, that just goes out for free all the time, has never got paid, they're trying to learn experience and trying to put their shit together for them. It may totally be worth it to them, and whether it is or not, you know, that's really for no one else to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's whatever
I think we might have
on
Triple D on the phone. Is that you, David DeFalco?
It sure is, RVD.
Yeah.
I get real
DeFalco,
squeamish around stuff like that.
First off, I want to send birthday wishes to the beautiful SVD.
Thank you, Dave.
Hey, how are you, Sonia?
Good, thank you.
She's awesome.
She certainly is. Also, I got a little bit of experience, obviously, with collectibles and the value of things in the market, so I was listening to the conversation, which I found was quite interesting. And whereas you definitely have a point, Rob, that, yeah, I mean, something, if for example, like that ECW belt, I mean, I could say to you, I want that belt for $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. You could say, I wouldn't sell it unless you gave me $1 million for it, which is, and you have every right for that, and if that's the value you're putting on it, then that's legitimate because that's that's a one of a kind thing, and that's what you want for it. But there's also, you know, there's a value of things in the marketplace that are general values on every. For example, if you did decide you wanted to sell it, then you'd have to come down to, you know, what the value is, or you wouldn't be able to sell it. I mean, it's the same with anything, like a car, or, you know, I mean, you could have a rare car that you would want, you know, a huge amount of money, but if all of a sudden you really needed money and you had to sell it, then you'd have to come to a price that people will pay, or else the chances are it won't sell.
Yeah,
you follow what I'm saying?
Up there and collect dust.
Well,
right,
yeah, because
that's absolutely right. So yeah, so value is subjective, and that's like the rule that, you know, I want everyone to fucking know, because don't you find that most people, when they're talking, they don't have that in mind. They just have, like, they look at the world through their eyes, and they don't know that other people are looking with other eyes. You know what I mean? Whatever. They might be like, oh, no, you know what, man? No, on a Sunday, you know, you need to be drinking it's 12 o'clock noon on a Sunday. You already would need to be 3 margaritas in and this. Well, no, I don't. I mean, if that's your idea of a good Sunday, then okay. But people like to impress their values on other people in an assumptuous way that I think, you know, comes across like so ignorant that it strokes me with a negative vibe and makes me like, why is this person wasting my time, especially about food? Come on. I mean, everybody likes different food. Why am I going to waste your time? You've obviously got something better to do than to listen to me tell you describe, to a point for 2 minutes exactly the best fucking thing to order at a restaurant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I had an argument with a friend of mine just recently who had the audacity to say that the band Kiss sucked. And I'm like, really, dude? I mean, you're going to say a legend? I mean, you can say that, you can say I don't care for Kiss. It's not my kind of music. I mean, I don't, I prefer other bands that are more technical. Anything you want, but to actually say one of the most legendary, iconic rock bands of all time sucks, because they happen to think that they maybe don't play to a certain technical level or whatever crazy reason is in their head that they would make a statement like, just kind of rubs you the wrong way, because like, who the fuck are you to say? I mean, first of all, you don't even haven't even had a fraction of the success they have had in this world, you know. It's just, yeah. I mean, I hear exactly what you're saying, and I totally agree with you.
And I don't think most people realize that, and it does put me in a negative mood.
Totally.
I just want to get away from that. I want to turn them off. You know, stop talking.
Right.
Yeah. Bruce, you said you got to take off.
Yeah, I got to get going. I got to go do this kegger in Redlands. 1,500 drunken KCAL listeners, so it should be fun.
Right on. All right, cool, man. Have a good show. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care, everybody.
Yeah, Bruce.
Okay, good. Yeah, so like you know, like something as stupid as like pizza, you know, like my friend the other day is telling me, but in detail about, you know, how he likes his pizza. Everybody likes their pizza different, you know. Oh, I order, you know, this place is great. You got to get there. You get to, you know, what you do is you get the extra deep dish. I get like extra cheese, you know, and the fucking mushrooms they fucking sprinkle it on. Like, dude, I already stopped listening to you like 30 seconds ago. You shut up.
No, exactly. I mean, yeah, they try to, you know, because, yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Everybody has their own values, and nobody's values, you know, are above anybody else's. Like you said, I mean, it's, you know, it's whatever it is to that specific person. Now, there are general things, you know, in society when it comes to values, and I guess even to what's good and what's bad. But like you said, in a way, it really all is individualized. I mean, what one person can think is great, someone else can think is crap. But does that mean it's true? I mean, you know.
Right, and we tend to hang out with, socialize with people that have the most similar values to us. To an extent. They're not going to be an exact match, but they'll be a match on enough things that you start having enough in common to appreciate their company. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, totally.
So that's how, I think that's how that works with people and socializing and, you know, like finding love interests and all that. It's all about exploring the different value systems, finding out, you know, making sure they don't conflict in such a way that you don't enjoy being around them. But for a lot of people, you will. And I think the people that just try and throw their values around as fact are just like the most ignorant.
Well, of course. I mean, because, you know, I mean, absolutely. And, yeah, I mean, there are people that, like, if something, you know, obviously there's majority feelings about things. Like, in other words, like, you know, if a lot of people feel a certain way about something, but even that gets, like, you know, that even gets questionable to a certain degree, because just because like masses may like, you know, one thing or think one thing is of a certain value doesn't mean, you know, that there's plenty of other people that think differently. I mean, and that especially in my business, the movie business, I mean, you see that rampant where, you know, there are these huge movies that a lot of people love, but then there's always the group of people that hate them, and vice versa. There's movies that get, you know, that the masses usually, you know, that don't like, but then can become, you know, small cult movies among certain groups. I mean, so, you know, and then there's the things that people generally agree is garbage. I mean, and even of some of that too. I mean, because obviously there is certain, you know, levels by which we judge things, right? I mean,
yeah, totally. There's certain standards. When somebody offered me a gig being a movie critic, actually, and at first I said, oh, that sounds cool, you know, let's talk about it, you know, just I was thinking, you know, something different, you know, that's not wrestling, you know, exposure-wise. But the more I thought about it, I ended up telling them, you know what, I actually don't want to do that because I don't want to say anything negative about somebody's work, you know what I mean? Like, even if it's something that I don't like and I think this movie was boring or whatever, I don't want to say that and put that out there and work against what they're trying to do. I just, you know what I mean? That's how I was like, I'll pass, you know, hit me with another project. But that's how I felt, just because I would just want to say, hey, good job, you guys fucking made a movie. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I agree, and a lot of it's unfair, too, because, first of all, people have no idea what it takes to create anything, and especially something that's been, released into the public legitimately. And it's like a lot of times, things are judged in comparison to other things, and it's like, I tend to agree with you. Like, if I see something that that I don't even necessarily may think is, up to par with the standards that I like, I won't really necessarily put it down either, because it's like just somebody accomplished something, and that in and of itself is worthy of at least a certain amount of praise.
Right. In a private conversation, I might tell you if I have an opinion that's different than that, but as far as using my public image and putting that out there, that's all I'd want to say is, hey, good job, good luck with it. But
right.
Yeah. So yeah, you get it with the value system, man. How about porn? Howard Stern will always be like, oh, I love babysitter porn. There's nothing better than that. Well, maybe for you, for someone else.
Exactly.
Look at the categories. That'll tell you how many people have different value systems.
Oh, yeah.
There's fucking 20 different kinds of categories of stuff to look at there. You know what
totally.
I mean?
And how can any one person, because especially when it comes to something like that, now you're talking about, individual things that stimulate one person as opposed, I wouldn't even say something that stupid. I'd say, well, I like this, but I wouldn't say, oh, that's the greatest, because who the hell am I to...
At least if you do catch yourself saying something like that, you can grow from it by just going, oh, wow, that was kind of dumb for me to say. That was,
right.
Because we all do, little, what was I going to say? Values, when someone's negotiating something, I get asked a lot, dude, what should I tell this person, to ask for? Like, I don't want to ask for, I don't want to outprice myself, but I don't want to, get, ask for less than, the guy. It's like, dude, you're the only one that can answer that. You can use certain factors to help gauge, but, what it's worth to you. And this goes to everybody listening. What it's worth to you is what it's worth to you. Apply that.
You got to respect someone for that, because now, especially when we were talking about you re-signing with even WWE and things like that, you got a lot to weigh out, the amount of time that you have to put to it, and stress and everything else. And if if for you to do that is worth X amount of, that's something that somebody's got to respect, because, it's a huge decision, that impacts your life enormously, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, Dave, how about, we only got a few minutes left on the show, but, what else is on the horizon as far as, people listening, been hearing us talk about the movie projects for a long time. Anything we can let them know on the last RVD radio show?
Yeah, hopefully we've been working on this one for a long time, the Equalizers, and I think that I'm thinking that one's going to finally come together, and I'm hoping this year, so that we were actually even shooting it this year. But sometimes they take a while to get the financing on them, because obviously it's a big to-do when you're putting these movies together. It costs a lot of money, even in the low-budget realm. But if you keep hammering at it and you believe in something and it's got any kind of legs at all, you just got to persevere, and then usually it eventually comes together. That's how it's been in my in my career anyway. So I think that one we can be looking forward to seeing at some point soon.
Yeah, well, cool. And along with that, I always have a million other projects going on, and when they are reportable, you can usually find out what's going on with me at robvandam.com. And if you follow me on Twitter, I'm on there every day. So when I do have news to report, which I think will be very, very soon in the wrestling world, I think in the next week or two, I'm going to know what I'm doing, because right now I do not. And I'll share it with everybody. Dave, you don't have a Facebook or Twitter or something?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm on both under David DeFalco, yep, Facebook and Twitter.
I forget you're on Twitter. Do you use it a lot?
Yeah, because you've retweeted stuff and you've sent me tweets, when people Wrong Side and everything, yeah. Okay. Yep.
Been a while. All right, cool. Well, thanks for calling in, and thanks for
My
Jingles.
pleasure.
Nikki Starr's listening, I guess, but we can't talk to her. But glad to have her on, and thanks everybody for listening to RVD Radio. The archives will still be up on this site, and who knows, this will still be like a door that we could open if we choose in the future. But for now, we're going to close it. We'll see you at tradiov.com for RVD Live. David, have a great day, and everybody else. Yeah.
Bye-bye, lard-ass.
What do you say? Are you talking to me? What are you talking to me? I'm all around and she's on to a team. You cry, we swear, shit was lies. And you hear the violence lay on your side. Don't say, tell me you're everywhere. Yeah, standing anywhere. What it takes, who I am, we're up here and below. You can't be something you're not. We can stop by yourself. Stay away from me. You're left here learning life. No further time. What do you say? Are you talking to me? What do you say? Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? You weak fuck.
You're fucking weird.
Why the fuck would you do a thing like that?
Who stole the fucking dope?
That dude's a fucking wannabe fucking faggot bodybuilder dick sucking asshole. That guy, he's full of shit and he's a faggot, and when I see him, I'm gonna break his fucking twig boy neck.
Done deal, pal.
Say hi to your mom for me.
Are you going to pass that doobie or what?
Are you off your fucking meds or something?
I'm not no nice guy no more, you fucking dick.
Oh my God!
There's nothing like that, penis breath!
You understand my English? You want to smoke the marijuana?
I'm gonna fucking destroy that dude.
I get real squeamish around stuff like that.
Hey, fuck you.
Cocksucker!
What don't you fucking understand? Oh, good for you. And how was it?
Bye-bye, lard-ass.
You're listening to RVD Radio.